Good morning, everyone. Running a little bit late this morning. You give me just a few more minutes to prepare and we will get started. My dogs needed to go outside and then they didn't want to come in. And I don't know if anybody is here on the East Coast, but we are dealing with some smoke and leftover air pollution from the fires that I assume are still burning in Canada. So it's really, really nasty outside here today, air quality wise. I'm waiting to see Stormy join in. Red Hat Coco, greetings from Nebraska. Greetings right back at you from Pennsylvania. Still just kind of waiting for Stormy to show up. I know I'm a little late. Hopefully she does come because I want to work through finishing this hat that we started yesterday. Nope is a girl. Omaha. Donna in West Virginia. Code orange, yeah. The skies are really like a bluish gray, hazy color. And to me, it smells like burnt plastic. So I did not go out yesterday. I did not go out today. I'm not going to go out today. Going to limit my dog's exposure because I don't want them to have issues. Yes, Stormy wanted to do a bucket hat, but she wanted to replace the stitches with a mushroom stitch. So, there's Stormy. So, now that she's here, and give me just a few more minutes to get myself in gear, and we will get started on this hat here. So I'm going to set this one off, just move it up to the top. Everybody knows this is my spot. So we're going to set this on. I still haven't woven the ends. Yes, there are loose strings still hanging from the hat. Tuck them in, nobody will see them. If the pattern, nope is a girl. If the pattern calls for a 5mm hook, that is for the sizing for that pattern. If you use a 4mm hook, which is what the yarn is telling you to use, it will not fit who it's intended to fit. Or it won't be as big as it was intended to be. So if the pattern calls for a 5mm hook, you use a 5mm hook. Good morning, Sundora. How are you? Trying to get myself together here this morning. I'm sorry. For this project, I'm using worsted weight yarn. I don't have a schedule for my lives, Red Hat Coco. I pretty much schedule my lives around the person who needs help. This is to help Stormy with a hat, and oh, you have pneumonia. Try to keep elevated a little bit. That way, you know, your lungs will drain and it won't pool. Try to stay away from dairy. This is a bucket hat. This hat will fit a 20-inch head. I did make some changes when we started this hat with Stormy. This one was done with a 4mm crochet hook. It is a little snug on my head. My head's 21 inches around. Yarn that changes colors. No, I did not know that. How do you search for what? Nope is a girl. I'm sorry. Stormy, as long as they are all the same weight, as long as they're all a 4 or a medium, you shouldn't have any issues. I hope the wool is the same size. Now, you're adding wool into your project. I don't know if it's a super wash, but a lot of wool you cannot wash. I mean, you can, but it has to be hand washed. If you wash and dry it, that wool will felt up and shrink. As long as they're all the same weight, you're good. You shouldn't have an issue. But because you are using wool, check the label on your wool yarn. That is how you are going to have to care for that hat. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get started here now. I had myself a couple sips of coffee and got some motivation now. I'm going to put this crochet hook back in here where we stopped off. And we should be working on row 9 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It should be row 9. Yes. So, oh, okay. So you're talking about like nope is a girl. You're talking about something. You're talking about yarn that looks like this. It goes color. This is Mandala Cakes, Lion Brand Mandala Cakes. Caron makes cakes like this too. This is more so a sport weight because you can see it's a lot thinner than this worsted weight. But this is like a 2 or a 3. But yeah, this is Lion Brand Mandala Cakes, and Caron Cakes makes one like this too. I'm sure there's other brands, but those are the 2 that I know right off the top of my head. Yes, I like the mandala. As far as Sandora, as far as this pattern, I have wrote this pattern up to help Stormy. We've already worked through 8 rows. I did post, well, I haven't posted the first part yet because I haven't even downloaded it because I didn't have space on my phone to download another video. But this is a pattern that I've done up myself. Hello, Samantha. So what I can do, for those of you who might be joining today that weren't here from the beginning, I have wrote down some of these directions here. And if you can see this on your screen, I'm going to leave this right here. This gives you through row 4 if you want to catch up with us. I will try not to be... Yes, this is brim up because we had to do it the opposite direction because the mushroom pattern could not be worked shell down. It didn't come out the same. So, you have the Caron. Yeah, it is soft and pretty. Thank you, Debbie, for the gifts. For the rose. Thank you, thank you. So, what we're going to do now, Stormy, if you are ready, we're going to go ahead and continue with the color that you have here, unless you want to change color at this point. We won't be doing the shell portion yet. We're going to work a row around here. No, I didn't call it a brim lock. Where did that come from? From the brim up, because I started at the brim and I'm working up the hat. That's probably what I had said there. Let me move these extra pages off of here, because they're just going to get in the way. And don't you start, please. I'll have to put you in the other room. Thank you for the finger hearts. Okay, so for this row here, we are going to chain 1, and we're going to do 2 single crochets in this space here, right here. Yeah, I did say brim up. Hello, Cindy, how are you? So we've chained 1, and we're going to do 2 single crochets directly over and around the chain 3 from the last row. And then when we come to the cluster, you're going to see this extended stitch here, and then this one right here immediately after it. We're going to single crochet those 2 together. So we're going to go into this first one and pull up a loop, into the second one, pull up a loop, and then we're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And we're going to repeat that around. Oh, we got one more spot here, I'm sorry. 2 single crochets here in the space. We're going to put 1 single crochet in the single crochet that we did on the top of the shell from the last row. And then in this space here, we're going to put 2 single crochets working around that chain. Okay? And then in the top of this one, we're going to work the 2 single crochets together. Got a little tight when I went through. Okay? So, we're going to do 2 single crochets in the space. We're going to single crochet in the single crochet from the last row. 2 single crochets in this space. And then we are going to 2 single crochet these 2 together, and we're going to repeat that all the way around. Hi, Hessa Life. Currently I'm working on reproduction of this hat right here. Stormy Streets had wanted to make a pattern with the mushroom stitch, so that's what we're doing here. And I'm 2 single crochets here. I'm to the top of my cluster. I'm going to single crochet both of those together. Okay. Then we just continue on. 2 single crochets in the space. Pull some of this yarn out here. A single crochet in the top of the single crochet from the previous row. 2 single crochets in the space. Top of your cluster, you're going to single crochet the next 2 stitches together. And just repeat that all the way around. The paper's going to get on my nerves. Flipping up like that. There we go. And I tried to get up this morning a little earlier so that I could work through the next couple of rows of this pattern, because I'm kind of testing it as I go along. I wrote down things note-wise, and I just could not, I didn't write everything down the way I should have, so when I came back around I had to figure out my notes, which is what I'm doing now as I'm working through. But rows 8, 9, and 10 we are going to repeat for, you know, this is row 8 where we did the clusters here. Row 9 is the one we're doing right now, and then row 10 we'll put the top on the mushrooms here, and we will repeat those for the next couple of rows. We'll have 1, 2, 3 rows that we repeat those on. So after we get through this one, it shouldn't be an issue. Because the pattern is pretty simple once you got this portion figured out. And I'm just working on around. Okay, hold on just a second here. I gotta see where we're at and make sure, because like I said, yep, you're going to do your 2 single crochets in that space. And then here we are going to connect in the top of here with a slip stitch in the top of your single crochet to start from the last row. Okay, so now you have something that looks like this. All right, so from this point we are going to go back to, actually no, we're going to go on to row 10. Okay, we'll go back to 8 after we get this row done. So for row 10 we are going to chain 1. We're going to single crochet in the same spot where your join was. Okay, so single crochet right there in that same spot. This wooden crochet hook is going to be the bane of my existence today. All right, we are going to skip 2, 1, 2, go into this one here. We're going to do 7 double crochets in that stitch. And I need to make a correction here. My stuff is running away from me. Okay. 7 double crochets in that space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, now we are going to skip 2, 1, 2, and the next 2 stitches we are going to single crochet together. Okay. All right, after your single crochet, we are going to skip 1 stitch and we are going to do 7 double crochets in the next stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, then we are going to skip 2, 1, 2, and the next 2 we are going to single crochet together. And then we're just going to repeat that all the way around. Okay, after your single crochet you're going to skip 1, 7 double crochets in the next stitch. And then we are going to skip 2, 1, 2, and 2 single crochets together in the next 2 stitches, or over the next 2 stitches. Put my cushion back up here again. I always forget my cushion. My poor arms on this wood. Okay. Check and make sure. No, you don't have to crochet it tight. It's going to be a floppy little hat. It's fine. Yeah, the brim is not that big. And it will stick out because of the way that we went into the front loops here before we started coming up on the body of the hat. So no, this does not have to be crocheted tight. So again, we're going to skip 1, 7 double crochets. That's where I'm at. I know you guys are probably already way far ahead of me. This crochet hook, I don't like wooden crochet hooks, but I, for the life of me, cannot find my crochet hooks in this room. At least not the 5mm. I think it's just about as elusive as the 10mm socket for any of you girls who have husbands who are mechanics or actually like to do some hands-on work yourself. You know, that 10mm socket is the one that gets used the most and it gets lost the most. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we're going to skip 2 and do the single crochet 2 together. And then we're going to skip 1, 7 double crochets in that next stitch. Okay, and then we're going to skip 2 and single crochet those next 2 together. And then skip 1, 7 double crochets. Some more of this yarn out here so I don't have to struggle with it so much. Skip 2, single crochet 2 together, skip 1, 7 double crochets, okay, we're going to skip 2 and single crochet the next 2 stitches together, skip 1 and 7 double crochets again, and then we skip the 2 and single crochet 2 together, and I should be coming back up here on the end soon. Yep, a couple more shells to do. On the last shell here. Six and 7. Once you get done this last shell, okay, we have to make sure that we have a gap here. So we're only going to skip 1 stitch and we're going to single crochet here, and that should be the start of your last row. You're just going to slip stitch right into there. Okay? And we've got our gap here where we can do our our next set. Now I'm going to change color here, and I shouldn't have finished that last stitch off. Let me do this last double crochet here because I just pulled that out too. And when I change colors in crochet, this is how I do it. I'm only going to skip one, like I said, and the very next one should be your single crochet to start. We're going to put our needle through there, but we're not going to pull this blue yarn through because this is my color change here. And I'm going to go to get this yarn turned around here, find the end of it because everything is just under everywhere. There we go. I'm going to cut this off, leave a nice little length, and I'm going to go, my next mushrooms are going to be gray. Do I want to go gray right now? No, I don't want to go gray right now. And I don't know if I have another color. So we're going to have to, and I'm going to have to use white too, because I planned 3 colors in, but didn't plan a 4th color, so I'll probably go to a white after this gray. And what I do is I make a little loop, just, you know, run it back over itself so you can make a little loop. Put that on my crochet hook, pull that through there. That way this blue color doesn't continue on up to the base of what you're going to do here. Hey baby girl, you messed up on your first one. Okay. Once you get back around, let me know. If you need the directions again, I can give them to you again. And I'm just giving these a little tie just to keep them out of the way and keep these stitches secure. I will weave those in when I come back later. So, okay, Stormy, once you get the rest of the way around, let me know, and then we'll go on to the next direction here. This one. And I gotta adjust this a little bit because there we go. There's no earthquake going on over here. I just can't see past everything. I was in a hurry this morning to get everything set up, and I didn't tighten everything down so it doesn't move around on me. Thanks for the follow, Mildred. Thanks for the pandas, Red Hat. We're working on replicating this hat for the people who are joining. We started part 1 of this live yesterday. Today we're going to try and finish up. Once we get done with these, I will have to download both videos. Yes, baby girl, I saw you. What's up? I'm going to put a mama jar in your kitchen and make you put $1 in there every time you call my name. Then at the end of the week, you should have enough money to go to Smoothie King. Queen Brit, we've got royalty in the house. How are you this morning? Just waiting for Stormy here. All right, once you got the last shell done, you are going to slip stitch into, skip one and slip stitch into that first stitch. Rather have what mushed up? What did I miss? I must have missed something you said, baby girl. Got caffeinated sloth in here. Strawberries. Oh, okay. Strawberries. All right, Stormy. All right, you got your new color on right now. Okay, at this point, are you right here where we're at now? We are going to go ahead and we are going to chain 3. I hate these wooden crochet hooks. And we are going to immediately do our 4 crochet cluster, double crochet cluster in the, get my fingers to work here, in the stitch right next to it. Okay? So there's 1, 2. Remember not to finish off your double crochets because we're doing a cluster now. 3 and 4. And then we're going to pull through all the loops. Get this crochet hook to cooperate. There we go. Now we're going to chain 3. This is going to be a repeat of the row down here where we did our clusters. So in the 4th double crochet, which should be the top of the shell, we're going to do a single crochet. Okay, then we're going to chain 3. And then we're going to do another cluster right here where we did the crochet 2 together, single crochet 2 together. Oh, is that what happened with your socks, Hoarder Ace? Oh, I feel bad. Yes, the 4 double crochet cluster again right here in this little dip in the top of the single crochet 2 together from the previous row, or in the dip. And then again we're going to chain 3, single crochet in the top of the shell, should be the 4th double crochet. Chain 3, and again the 4 double crochet cluster, and we're just going to repeat that all the way around. And I don't know, is my music loud? I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but I've got a little window air conditioner unit because this craft room is separate from the rest of my house. It's actually like a addition to the house. But I can't remember how many I chained now. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. There's the top. 1, 2, 3. Do our cluster. This would go a lot quicker for me if I had a metal hook and a gripper that would fit a 5mm. I don't even have a gripper that'll fit this. Single crochet, chain 3, cluster and the dip. Okay, and in the 1, 2, 3, 4, should be right there, yep. Single crochet in the top of the shell, chain 3. Hopefully I'm not messing anybody else up who's working this along, speaking the directions out, because I know everybody is not in the same spot that I'm in. 2, 3. Talking about strawberries, baby girl, if you're still here. There's the same number of shells that was, well, maybe not the same number of shells because they are offset. Let me finish up this row and then I can count them proper. Maybe I can go ahead and count them now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got 10 shells, llama. 10 shells around. Aunt Titi made some strawberry jelly last week. A single crochet. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. This just wants to grab onto everything. There's no slide to this at all. I would wax it up a little bit, but I don't know if it would mess up my yarn. Baby girl, you be careful if you go outside today. There's a lot of air pollution from the fires burning in Canada. Air quality is really bad. And anybody on the East Coast that's viewing, all the way down to South Carolina is being affected. So be careful if you have to go outside. I would recommend that if you have breathing issues that you don't. I went out the other day to put some safety grates down on my driveway gate so that my little dog can't get out. And I darn near got violently sick right there in the driveway yesterday morning. Strong, strong smell of burning plastic. It was terrible. Yeah, just be careful. If the sky is gray and a bluish gray look, don't go outside. Alright, we're back to our cluster and we are going to, let me find it here, we are going to slip stitch into the top here. And I didn't even get a hold of it right. Into the top of this cluster. Get it in there. This crochet hook. I do not like wooden crochet hooks. I'm going to have to tear my room apart and find these other crochet hooks today. Alright, and we are attached back here into the cluster at the beginning of the row. Alrighty. Now we are going to go on to the next row. I got to get my brain on here. Okay, so in the top of this cluster, we are going to, Stormy, if you're ready for this next row. Yes. Actually, I just did a slip stitch into the top of the you know, the chain that we'd started the row with. Just a slip stitch. Yep. So what we're going to do with this row is we are going to chain one, and in the top of this cluster we're going to repeat what we did down here before these shells. We're going to single crochet 2 together across the top of the cluster. Okay, and then we're going to chain 2 in the space. We're going to single crochet here, and I don't know what the heck I wrote down because it is not any of this. So I'm probably going to have to make another one of these hats when I get done and rewrite all of this. Here on top of the cluster, again, we are going to single crochet these next 2 stitches together. And 2 single crochets around the chain 3 from the previous row. Single crochet into the single crochet from the previous row. 2 single crochets around the chain 3. Single crochet the 2 stitches together across the top of the cluster. And we just do that all the way around till we come to the end. I even tried to find my lighted crochet hooks, which probably would have been better than this wood one, but I couldn't find them either. I don't know where they all got off to. And I have a little purple zip-up case that's got all the steel hooks, what my mother called steel hooks. I don't know if that's what they're called. But all the steel hooks and all of the I think from the 2.75 on up to a whatever the K is. I can't remember the millimeters on the K hook. But all of those I have in one pouch, and I can't find not near any of those pouch or any of them. So yeah, I'm going to have to... The easiest thing would be to order more off of Amazon, but I'm not going to do it because I've got crochet hooks galore. I just got to find the ones that I have, and when I get done using them, put them back so I know where they are. Yes, I'm using a 5mm crochet hook. I don't know if you can see that on there, but it is a 5mm crochet hook that I'm working with today. I do know that a 4mm crochet hook, and with the tension that I use, this first hat came out, it'll fit a 20-inch head. This one here I'm making a little bit bigger. This one should fit a 22-inch head. So these are all for adults. And it looks like, by the way that I crochet with my tension, that if I went down to a 3mm crochet hook, I could probably make one for an 18-inch head. I'll have to check and see. But that just goes to show you how changing the hook size and using the same pattern, you can take an adult size hat and make it for a child. You just have to do a gauge swatch and see, you know, how many inches your tension will allow you to stitch and change it up that way. Your crochet hook. I've taken the Dreamcatcher cardigan and I can't remember what size hook it says to use for that. Here I'm starting to have some issues with getting my fingers and stuff to do what I want. But the Dreamcatcher cardigan, I used a 3.75 millimeter crochet hook, and I made it to fit a 6T from an adult sweater. So, yeah, changing the hook is a lot. Okay, so here we are back at the start, and we are going to go into that first single crochet there. I hate this. I did it tight, and I shouldn't have done it tight. But into that first single crochet and do a slip stitch to join. Actually, it should be a, yeah, right here. I can get it to go in through there. There we go. Now at this point, and this was not where we were supposed to end last time, because that's why I did what I did the other time. So I have to figure out how, okay, I've got it. We are going to chain 3. And in that very next stitch, we are going to do 3 double crochets. Yes, I am going to put this video and part 1 in my YouTube account. I should have them in there today. 1. Actually, back that up, Stormy. Go back to your chain 3. Actually, take that out. Once we do our slip stitch, we are going to slip stitch over into the next stitch, and we'll do our chain 3 from there. 1, 2, 3, and we'll do 3 double crochets in the same spot. Okay. No, if you go into my TikTok, I have links under Linktree, which is right above all my videos, the Linktree link, and everything is linked in there. My YouTube account, my Instagram, all of that. All right, now here we go with skipping stitches again. We're going to skip the next 2 stitches, and then the following 2 stitches, which are right over our single crochet, we are going to single crochet those 2 stitches together. So 1, 2, skip those 2. We're going to single crochet 2 together, and then we are going to skip 1. Is that right? Yes, we're going to skip 1, and we are going to start our 7 double crochets in the next stitch. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a little slow today. I'm a little more limited today than I would like to be here on the live, but I'm going to push through. 4, 5, 6, and 7. And Stormy, I'm going to have to do another one of these before I can really correct this pattern, because I'm finding a lot of issues here. Now we're going to skip 2, skip the next 2 stitches, and then these 2 stitches here we're going to single crochet together. So we're going to do that all the way around. We're just doing the shell row again. Okay, now after your single crochet, you skip 1 and start your 7 double crochets in the next stitch. Three, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then we skip 2, 1, 2, do our single crochet 2 together. And then we skip 1, and we are going to 7 double crochets in the same spot. 6 and one more. Okay, now we're going to skip 2. 1, 2, 2. We do a single crochet 2 together. Let me use the verbiage properly so we don't confuse everybody. And then we are going to skip the next stitch and do 7 double crochets in the next stitch after. Okay, skip 2, single crochet 2 together. And then we're going to skip 1 and 7 double crochets. Let's stay up here in camera frame, and I still don't have things set up right because I can't look past my camera really good. Four, 5, 6, 7, skip 2, 1, 2, single crochet 2 together. Chaz, we are working on this bucket hat with the mushroom stitch to replace the plain stitching here that normally is in a bucket hat. I have reverse engineered the bucket hat and wrote this pattern out, so this will be a pattern that I can claim as my own, and it goes from the brim up. Most bucket hats start at the crown down. 6 and 7. I don't know how to do those little stickers on TikTok. We're going to skip the next 2 and single crochet the following 2 together. I don't know how to put those little stickers on here that tell everybody what I'm doing. I can't figure it out. We're going to skip 1, 7 double crochets in the next stitch. Five, 6, and 7. Skip 2, single crochet 2 together. Skip 1, 7 double crochets in the next stitch. Count these again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. Skip 2, single crochet 2 together. We're going to no, are we supposed to? Yeah, single crochet those 2 together. Skip 1, 7 double crochets. Six and 7, and then we are going to skip 2 and we are going to single crochet these 2 together. Okay, now this one here I have to look and see what we're going to do. We are going to skip the next 2 stitches because we want this cluster, we have to finish this cluster up. So we're going to skip the next 2 stitches, and this is where I've had the issue with the pattern. I've done something different on this last row to change this up. So there's 1, 2, and we're doing that pretty much, I think it's in the stitch next to where we did our chain 3. And we did 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do one more. I'm going to do 3 double crochets in that last stitch next to our chain 3 where we started our previous row. And then I'm going to slip stitch into the top of that chain at the beginning of the row. And come on through there. And we should have our second row of mushrooms, and they should be slightly staggered from the last row. And we should have changed color too. Yes. Yep. Well, the wool, it might be okay. It'll give you a little airier thing. I know you said you wanted to make a couple more of these so you can, you know, change the wool to 2 strands when you make the next one if you want. Alright, I'm just trying to get myself here because I have to do my color change in the top of this. So I'm going to go ahead and change to my white, which will give me my last row. Last row of mushrooms. I'll pull some of this out of here because this is fairly new skein of white. I don't want to have to be wrestling with it the whole way around. And on the next round, we are going to go back and repeat. Oops, went too far with that. Where's the top of it? Here it is. That chain row where we did our clusters. So let me pull this white through here. And I'm going to go ahead and clip off the gray. And I'm just going to secure these together just so that my stitches don't get loose while I'm working through. I normally don't tie them. I normally leave them hanging until I weave them in. But because we're going to have some chain spaces and the like, yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain 1 and I'm going to do a single crochet right in that same spot where the join is, because we do our single crochets in the top of the shell. Alright, so we've got our single crochet there. Yeah, Super Saver, the Red Heart's acrylic. It's the easiest to care for. So we're going to chain 3. And we are going to do our 4 double crochet cluster right in that dip right there. Okay, which is right before where we put these stitches together. So if you look at the bottom of the dip, you'll see this stitch here, and then you'll see your single crochet 2 together. We're going to be working in this stitch right before that. Okay, right here. We are going to put a 4 double crochet cluster right there. Get this yarn to turn right. There's 2. There's 3. And there's 4. And then we're going to yarn over and pull through all. That's a 4 double crochet cluster. Now we're going to chain 3. And then in the top of your shell, the 4th double crochet, you're going to put a single crochet. And you're going to do that all the way around. Chain 3, do your cluster, chain 3, and single crochet in the top of the shell. And I will have to do a little video about how to go about checking your stitch count, so that if you have just a single crochet, double crochet, whatever stitch it is, if it's just a flat panel of crochet and you want to replace it with something with texture or something with, like this pattern here, I can show you how you can do that with anything. So if you find a sweater that you like and you just don't want a plain paneled sweater, you want to put a little bit of lace work in it or a pattern in it, I can show you how to do that. And this is exactly what people who make patterns go through. You have to fix it, you have to test it, you have to have other people test it, because if you wrote it and you try to test it, you might see, you know, how to do it and just keep on going, but yet there's errors in your pattern because of the way you wrote it, which happens a lot. So I'm going to share everything with you that I do, the good, the bad, the ugly, when it pertains to fiber arts, writing up patterns, figuring out what yarns are going to work good, which ones won't, what types of yarn to use when you want drape, what type of yarns to use when you want a stiffer, you know, project. All kinds of things. You can pick out a sweater pattern in a certain yarn and you just don't like it, but yet you see it in a different yarn or a different color even, or the same pattern with a different stitch in it. Makes it a little bit more exciting or more appealing. So a lot play into, you know, fiber arts. Coming back here to the beginning. Now we're on our last cluster. Or I'm on the last cluster. You guys might be done already. Not getting the right turn on this. And what we're going to do when we come back to the end is we are going to we're going to slip stitch into that single crochet. Yeah, let's put it in a single crochet. What was that, Mama? Oh, you are with me in all situations. Yeah, y'all can follow along with me. We'll do good. Now we are going to go back to, actually it was row 9. We're going to do a repeat of row 9. We are going to chain 1, put 2 single crochets. Actually, let's chain 1 and do a single crochet. 2 single crochets in the space. And single crochet 2 together on the top of your cluster. 2 single crochets in the space. 1 single crochet in the single crochet on top of the shell from the previous row. You stay in camera frame for that this time. 2 single crochets in the space, which is over. You're working all the way around that chain 3 from the last row. The next 2 stitches on top of this cluster, you are going to single crochet together. And then 2 single crochets over your chain 3. 1 single crochet in your single crochet from the last row, 2 single crochets in the space, SC2 together, single crochet 2 together in the top of your cluster. And just do that all the way around till you come back to the beginning, and you're going to attach with the slip stitch. Get a hold of the whole stitch. Thank you, Kim Ann. Stormy wanted to do a bucket hat with a different pattern in the body of the hat. She was the one who selected this pattern, and I have wrote this pattern up. I do have to make some corrections with this pattern, definitely. I will do that today after I get off of here while I'm downloading both parts of this live from yesterday and today. And I will get those uploaded to YouTube and make any corrections to this pattern that I need to make. And because this was Stormy's idea and she inspired this hat, she gets the pattern for free. And I know that Rebecca was here yesterday, I think, or maybe that was class live, I think Tuesday. She was talking about a crossbody bag, so I will probably be looking into doing something like that too, and helping Rebecca if I ever catch back up with her, because I can remember her icon a little bit, but trying to go back through all of my followers. Alright, now we're back here to the beginning, and we are going to slip stitch into that first single crochet there to finish that off. Why did this get so tight? Slip stitch in there. Okay. Written directions for this hat won't be released for a couple of days. I did just write this pattern up a couple of days ago. It was basically just scribbled notes, and some of it doesn't make sense to me now going back over it. So I'm going to have to go over it again, make another hat, write down everything, and then I will have this pattern available. The first 4 rows of this pattern are here on the desk. I don't know how much of each yarn I've used. I did weigh my yarn before I started, except for the gray. Dang it. But it'll be the same amount of weight as this blue here. But yeah, I have the first 4 rows here. Actually, the first 8 rows I've already checked through, and everything is good, and I've got it wrote out. So if you can see this, you can write this down, and you will have the pattern without having, well, you'll have the first 8 rows. You might have to purchase the pattern from me once I get it up online for sale. It'll take me just a little bit to get it ready. I don't know what the heck happened with that. I needed to take just a little bit of break here. My hands are giving me a little bit of grief. There is no photo, honey, on that paper. Stormy, you sent me a pic of what you got done so far. There is no photo, honey, on the paper. It's just the back side. That on the back there. And this was just laying here over top of it, so everybody could see what I was making and I could point to it if I couldn't say it right away. Can't see what, honey? You can't see the print on this paper? I set it there in case anybody wanted to catch up. Oh, y'all need to see the back? I can give you up until row 8. And I have a question about this here in the red, so if you can get a screenshot. Alright, now we are going to be doing a row of shells. So we are going to 1, 2, okay. We are going to do we're going to chain 1 and do a single crochet in that same space where we did our join. Oh, why did it get so tight? Either that or I just don't have the strength in my hands now. Let me pull out a little bit more of this white yarn here. It's not quite enough of it out of the skein yet for it to just pull out freely without me having to fight with it. We are going to skip the next 2 stitches. And we're going to go into this stitch in our cluster here. We're going to do 7 double crochets in that cluster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We are going to skip 1, 2 spaces, and in the next 2 spaces we are going to single crochet 2 together. Okay. Then we are going to skip 1 space and come over here with 7 double crochets in the same spot. Five, 6, and 7. And we are going to skip 2. And we are going to single crochet 2 together. Okay, then we're going to skip 1, and in the next stitch we are going to do the 7 double crochets again. Okay, and again we are going to skip 2, single crochet 2 together over the next 2 stitches, and then we are going to skip 1 and 7 double crochets in the next stitch. Something that's slowing me down a little bit too is I am knitting with my arms stretched away from my body. So it makes it a little bit harder. 2, 3, 4, 5. A little bit slower for me. I'm normally pretty quick. And then we are going to skip 2, single crochet 2 together, and skip 1 and 7 double crochets in the next one. And then we're going to skip 2 and single crochet 2 together. And then we're going to skip 1 and 7 double crochets in the next stitch. Alright, and then we're going to skip 2, single crochet 2 together. And then we're going to skip 1, do the 7 double crochets in the same stitch. Skip 2, single crochet 2 together, skip 1, 7 double crochets in the next stitch. Skip 2, single crochet 2 together. Let's see if I can't turn this thing around. No, that might help. And 7. And we are going to skip 2 and single crochet 2 together. And then skip 1, 7 double crochets. Oh, we didn't yarn over before that one. 7. Alright, we're here to the end. So we are going to skip 1, single crochet into the next stitch to attach that down, and then we are going to come over here to the first single crochet that we did at the beginning of this row and slip stitch into that stitch. And alrighty. Now, this next row here is going to be a little different than the other rows. I'm sorry, all this weather and this bad air quality and everything is really messing with my sinuses and everything. My respiratory system is in distress. All right. Now I can talk a little better without stuff rattling around in my throat. Okay, for this row, let me see what we got here. Trying to see here what we're doing. All right. We are going to chain 1 and we are going to slip stitch to the top of this shell. Okay? So we are going to put a slip stitch in every stitch all the way up to the top of this shell because we want to start up top of here. That's 3. And let's do one more, 4. Okay. Now we are going to chain 6 and attach it with a single crochet to the top of the next shell. We're going to do that all the way around to the last shell. Okay, so chain 6 and single crochet. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Single crochet to the top of the next shell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And single crochet to the top of the shell. Should be the 4th double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it should be the 4th double crochet in your shell. That's the top of your shell. If you want to get really technical about which one we're putting it in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Thanks for all the likes, guys, and all the gifts. The gifts aren't necessary. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8. On the last one, you have to put chain 8 to connect it back to the beginning. Okay, so we need 8 chains on the last one, and then you're going to slip stitch into where you started. You can slip stitch it right into the top of that shell right there. Okay. And actually, I need to back mine out. I keep doing this all the time. Even when I'm doing it by myself, I need to change my color back because I don't... This one here, I like the way it turned out, but I think it would look better if I went back to the dark for the top. So on the one that I'm making now, I'm going back to my brim color to put on the top because here we're getting ready to do this portion here. This is a basic decrease for any type of hat, a beanie, a toque, a winter toboggan, any kind of hat that you would make that starts at the brim up. This is going to be basic hat decrease for the top. So if you made hats before, this is going to be real easy for you. Okay, we should end up with 72. Let me get my dark yarn back here before I pull that white yarn through there again. We should end up with 72 stitches when we finish this up. Okay. Actually, I need to come up here, not into the shell. I need to be up here. So I'm going to pull my blue through to get started on this next row. If I can get my fingers to cooperate with me right now. I know today is not going to be a good crafting day for me, so today is going to be pattern writing, pattern. I'll have to check them out the best way I can. Not that one, this one. I'm just tying my strings together here real quick so that I don't get any gaps in my stitches. I don't want anything to be wonky when we come back around. Like I said, I don't normally tie my strings together. I normally leave it. So on this next row, and I'm having problems seeing today too. And I don't even think I wrote this row down. There we go. And I didn't write this row down at all. That's funny. I don't think I did. Okay, so this one we are going to go around and work single crochets all the way around these chains that we just did so that we can make our row. And I have to make sure that we have the appropriate number of stitches when we come down in here. I don't know what happened with that last row. Okay, what we're going to do, I've got it wrote off to the side, that's why. We are going to, I'm going to do a single crochet right here in this join. Okay, pull through, do a single crochet right in where you joined the threads together. And then we're going to do 6 single crochets, and I'm going to work over my yarn here. We're going to do 6 single crochets over this chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. When we get to our single crochet that's in the top of the shell, we're going to do a single crochet in there as well. Okay, so I'm going to count my stitches as I go around so I can make sure that my stitches are divisible by what I'm going to do on the next round, and I think that they should be. I didn't write my stitch count down, but we'll make it work. How about that? We will make it work. Things will get better when I go get my eyes checked. I'm waiting for, I ordered some glasses offline because I want different glasses. And I'm going to take them with me to my eye appointment to get it done. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. One single crochet in the single crochet from the last row. 6 single crochets around the chain space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One in here. All right, fingers. 3, 4, 5, 6. There's one in a single crochet. I'm going to go ahead and finish up this row, and then I'm going to stop. Okay? And when you have time, you get back with me, and I will start back up with you. If not, I will mark on here this row, and I can send you the rest of the directions written out today, and you can finish up the hat today. And I'm not sure, is there anybody else here who's working through this hat today? Are you actually crocheting from the beginning? If so, I gotta make sure I got 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, 6. Is there anybody else who's making this hat with me right now? Stormy takes care of her mom, so she's doing this while her mom sleeps. Okay, Ladybug, I will finish through this hat today with you and whoever else might be doing it along the way. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1. 3, 4, 5, 6, and this was the 8 one. Alright, I need to stop here 1 minute because like I said, I am testing a pattern that I scribbled notes on. These I already checked and they're good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and this will make 10. Okay, so we probably didn't need to do 8 on there. I don't know why I did 8 on there, because this will give me 70. So we're going to do 6 all the way around, and I'm going to make a notation that we only have to do 6 all the way around. Once we get back to the beginning, after we've got the 6 on the last, we're going to go ahead and slip stitch that to the beginning. We can space the rest of that out, or I might take that out. Well, actually, this is what I'm going to do, because this is not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why did I just do a half double? 6, and I'm going to put a 7th one right here, and we'll deal with that because I didn't want too much of that white hanging out, and slip stitch back to that first stitch, the beginning of that row. Okay, so we have 71 stitches right now. So for basic hats, depending on what size you have your hat, and you can see that this is already, it's standing up, the brim is there. So we've got a little stiffness to it, but once I wash this is really going to get soft and floppy. I put extra, just a tiny bit extra fabric softener. Oh, okay, yeah, I will give you the rest of the directions. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and finish it up because there were a couple people here still working it. And I will get the rest of the directions to Stormy so she can finish them off tonight. And then I will do, both of the YouTube videos will be uploaded for those who weren't here with me at the beginning. They'll have the beginning portions too. You just have to watch it on YouTube. As to when I'm going to post the pattern, I don't know. I do need to get it wrote up, and I will be doing I've got a couple patterns I need to do, and I'll probably do that today. But let me get some math done so we can finish on with this here. We have 71 stitches. Okay. This is what we're going to do. We're going to be doing half double crochet, so we're going to chain 2. And we are going to start off, because we have an extra stitch. I'm going to see, we'll get rid of that extra stitch towards the end because I want to see how this goes. Alright, so we are going to do 5 half doubles, and then we are going to half double crochet 2 together. So over the next 5 stitches, put 1 half double in each of the next 5 stitches. 2. I didn't get both loops of that one. Half double. 3, 4, and 5. And then we are going to half double crochet 2 together. This is going to start decreasing the crown of our hat. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now we're going to put our 2 together. We're just going to do that all the way around. 5 half double crochets, and then half double crochet 2 together. So that should cover 7 stitches all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then our half double crochet takes 2 stitches, which is 7, and I will have an extra one left over at the end. I'll have to see how to get rid of that one. 2, 3, 4, 5, half double crochet 2 together. Oh shoot, the yarn over before I go into the second one. There we go. Oh, that's fine, Red Hat. It'll be posted though. And as far as the top of this, the rest of it, you know, you'll do 4 half doubles and then do 2 half doubles together, and then it'll be 3 half doubles and 2 half doubles together. The numbers will decrease until you're doing 2 half doubles together on the last row, and that'll close your hat up. I don't know if you're still here, but that's going to be the progression of the next couple of rows. Yes, this is a hat. I'm redoing this hat right here. It is a mushroom stitch bucket hat. And we are almost finished. We filmed this in two parts. Yesterday we started the hat. Stormy had asked for assistance with a bucket hat with the mushroom stitch because she didn't want to have just a plain old bucket hat. So this is what we're working on right now. And I think I might have not have wanted to go up to a 5mm on this one because, yeah, this one's probably going to be for 22 to 24 inch head when I get it done. 3, 4, 5. I don't know if Rebecca's in here from class Tuesday. She had asked for a crossbody purse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, now we have, looks like we've only got 2 stitches left. So we're going to half double crochet those 2 together. And we are going to slip stitch to the chain 2 that we did at the beginning of the last row. Get it in here. Alright. And I might change this up. I'm noticing some details that I don't like. How this white is showing through here. I'm probably going to pull this back out when we get done and change that row to this blue color. Then I'll have blue stitches in the top of my shells. Don't know. I know I have to decrease this one because this was the one with the 8 So we're not going to do 8, all 6 stitches all the way around. And some of them look like they got a little wonky. But the next row, we are going to, if everybody's ready. Oh, Rebecca, yes, you are here. I need to get with you about the crossbody purse. I want to make sure that it's crossbody and not messenger bag, what type of bag you're talking about. If you do have a picture of something that you would like to try and have assistance on, it would be very helpful so that I make sure that I'm talking about the right type of bag. And if you had a particular stitch in mind, or if you just needed help working through a pattern that you already had, I would like to set something up with you today. And on this next row, we are going to chain 2, and we are going to do 4 half double crochets over the next 4 stitches. And then the 2 stitches after that, we are going to half double crochet together. And this is going to bring your hat together, close it up. Just working through this here. I think I might have wanted to start with the higher number, and I might find out that, yeah, that's what I'm going to have to do more than likely. We'll see how it goes. But you can see that the hat is starting to close up. Okay? So I'm just going to continue on with this 4 half double crochets and then half double crochet 2 together all the way around. And we'll see how it goes here. Might have to come back and start with a higher number as far as the half double crochets that we're doing, because I take that one back out. That was supposed to be a half double crochet together, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, it was. This hat, I don't know. Well, when I was making the other one, I was writing down notes. So something didn't get translated or processed in my brain properly, because this one we had to do a little differently. So I'm going to have to do it again and check this pattern. I just do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. I'm supposed to do 2 together. One bad thing about autoimmune diseases, I have fibromyalgia, and I might have to stop for today because I really can't see as well as I would like to right now. I'm messing with my vision today and my motor skills, because I did a lot better with this wooden crochet hook yesterday. But I'm going to finish out this row, and I'm going to see what I'm dealing with when I get done this row, because I'm really having a hard time here. And it might just be dealing with this dark yarn. And my eyes trying to strain to see it. And we have 2 left, and we are going to put those 2 together. Half double crochet 2 together, and then slip stitch into the top here. And I am definitely going to have to go back and start with a higher number, because 2 or 3 more rows is not going to close it up all the way. Plus, I want to fix this. So, oh, Red Hat Coco, you're coming back. Let me think about this here for a minute, because I don't want to leave you guys without knowing how to finish this up if you've started working it up. I need to go to a higher number on the top here, and I need to do a little bit of math. So work over. Okay, for everyone who was writing this pattern down, I need you to go back to where we started with the 5 half doubles over when we finished this row here, and we started doing the half doubles to start the hat in. We're going to have to do a few more rows. So we're going to start out with 8 half double crochets and crochet 2 of them together. So you'll, for this first row, when we did it back here, when we started back here on this dark blue, 6 chains or 6 single crochets around, and then a single crochet here. Do that all the way around. When you start your next row where we've got these half double crochets here, we are going to do 8 half double crochets and then half double crochet 2 together. Good morning, Meredith. Yeah, I'm just about ready to jump out of here. My health issues are starting to make it to where I can't do what I want to do today, dexterity wise, and being able to see what I'm doing. So this row after this, the chain row, we're going to do 8 half double crochets, and in the next 2 stitches we're going to half double crochet 2 together. The row after that, the numbers will decrease. Okay, you'll do 7 half double crochets and then half double crochet 2 together, and you keep doing that 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then once you get that last row of with 1 half double and then half double 2 crochets together, you should be left with 12 stitches. You're going to half double crochet 2 together on that last row, and that will be the last row on the center of your hat. I am going to have to stop for today because I cannot see my phone for the comments to answer any more questions for anyone. If you do have any other questions about the hat, message me. I will try to get back to you later today. I will come back. I'll be back on tomorrow. I may possibly be back later on today, but I am going to take all of this dark blue back out and rework that last white row, that end here that got a little gappy. I think it's this one over here, so that I don't have so much of this white showing. And I will restart the top of the hat. I will probably do another video just so I can finish up the top of the hat. And I will possibly go ahead and link this pattern into the YouTube video when I get finished. It will be in the comments. I will go ahead and do that much. I will get it all wrote out and in the comments, and it will be there by the end of the week. So any of you who are writing it down, there might be a little difference from when we started and when we picked back up today. But I will have it all together for you by the end of the week. And this pattern will be gratis to anybody who wants to watch the YouTube videos for the making of this hat. We'll go ahead and do that. And I will guarantee I will have that in there by tomorrow evening. Let's say before 3 p.m. I will have this video and then the video where I finish up the hat, the top portion, and it'll all be there for you. So oh, you're very welcome. I thank everybody for joining me today, and I am going to go rest up a little bit, and hopefully things will calm down. I know I probably need to, I don't think I took my meds this morning, so that's probably the issue, trying to rush around. But I will have these in by the end of the week with the pattern. So make as many as you want from the pattern, sell as many as you want. Please just give me credit for the pattern. And as always, may your stitch counts always match. And happy crafting.